What is going on, hitters? It's your boy Hitman Logs, aka Logan Lewis from the Salford Red Devils. Today I'm answering some of your questions in a bit of a Q&A.
Follow the account's Hitman Logs, link in description.
Question number one. This comes from Elliot. Who was your rugby idol? My rugby idol, one of my favorite players of all time, is actually Sam Burgess. He's a rival coach now, but he was one of my favorite players of all time. As I got a little bit older, I'd probably say Victor Radley. I try and mold my game defensively around Victor Radley, but those are two of my rugby idols. Question number two. Most famous person in your phone contacts. This comes from Louis Holden. To be fair, I don't really have anyone famous in my contacts. Good mates with Reece Walsh. It's a bit of a claim to fame, but other than that, no one really in my contacts yet. Just wait. This question comes from J. Thompson Hammond. Who was your favorite player from the past and who was your favorite current player? From the past, I'd probably have to go, I was a Titans fan growing up, so I'd have to say Luke Bailey. Favorite current player, I would have to go probably Josh Papali, to be fair. Another prop. This one comes from Rugby for Life. What is your favorite moment at Salford and who is your favorite teammate? My favorite moment, I've gotten to ask this a bit, but I have three of them. I'll probably go round one, my debut against Warrington. That was a massive win. Round two, a win against St. Helens at home. Another massive win. Or the semi-final. Obviously we lost, but like the atmosphere in itself was absolutely unreal. This question comes in from LK. How much did you train to make it pro? To be fair, as a young kid, I didn't really make any rep teams or anything, so I sort of knew at a young age I had to train pretty hard to get where I wanted to be. So I used to go to the fields every afternoon and run two Broncos with my dad. If you know what a Bronco is, it's a 1.2 kilometer shuttle run. So I do that every afternoon. I was doing like a gym session after that, just because I knew naturally I wasn't going to make it unless I put in the work. So that's what I did as a bit of a routine. This question comes in from Ollie. How old was you when you got scouted? I didn't get really scouted until I was about 18, 19. I was lucky enough to get a few clips in from some of my games I played when I was 18, and they got sent down to the Raiders, and then I had a trial there, and then the rest is history pretty much. And now I'm at Salford. It was my biggest inspiration. Probably my family, to be fair. My family, they go out of their way a lot to try and get to as many games as they can. Even back home, they watch pretty much every game. Wake up at 5 a.m, 12 at midnight, 3 a.m, whatever time it be. Even if they got work, they watch my games live. So that's my biggest inspiration is sort of the work that they put in for me. This one comes in from Stylebender240. Do you miss your mates back home? I do, big time. We had a very close group of mates in Canberra that were very close together. Unfortunately, we all got split up in the end. We're all at different places now, but I try and keep in touch with them as much as possible. But I do miss my mates from back home, but I'll see them at New Year's. What amateur teams have you played for? I'm guessing amateurs like local, we call it back home, but I started it, but as at Kingfishers, which is my local team. That was until I was about 12, and then I played for Nerang Roosters. That was from 12 to about 17. Won a few premierships, and then I played for Burleigh for like a year I think. Yeah, a year. And then I played rep for another year when I was 19, and then in Canberra I played for the Great Yass Magpies. I think I played 7 games for them, but that was my first sort of senior amateur footy when I was 18, 19. This question comes in from Lewis. Was rugby your first sport you wanted to play? Yeah, it was. To be fair, when I was young, I hated playing it because everyone was so big and so much bigger than me. I'd literally just get towed up, and all I wanted to do was go home and watch, I don't know, ABC3, watch TV, just watch cartoons. So I literally dreaded it until I was probably about like 12. And then I didn't even like it till I was about like 16, 17 when I started to get like half decent. This question comes in from IMCC9. If you didn't play rugby, what sport would you play? I'm not very athletic at any other sports. I'd probably say American football. I really like my American football. I'd say that a linebacker in American football would suit me the most, but other than that, probably esports. You guys know I'm good in the games, so I'll probably get into esports. This one comes in from Fiona. You're gonna score a try next season? Hopefully, I hope I do, definitely. In front of the South Stand, I hope so. This one comes in from Oscar. Why do you deny you are clearly ginger? I think you guys can see from the light. Nah, this lighting doesn't actually do me justice, but maybe just my goatee. Maybe my goatee's ginger, but yeah, I wouldn't say I'm fully ginger. This one comes in from Salford Red Edits 1. Did you expect to become a pro at rugby? Not at all, brother. I'm not gonna lie. Especially until probably I was like, until I literally became professional. I never thought I'd be able to make it. But obviously, if you put in the hard work, as I said before, I was doing work every afternoon, training, and just stick with it. You never know what could happen. My first professional contract didn't come till I was like 20, 21. So you never know what could happen in life. So just keep working hard. This one comes in from William. I was an academy player, played at a couple of clubs as prop, but never worked hard enough. I never made it to that next level. So my question is, how hard is that jump from 18s to first team rugby? It's pretty massive, to be fair. I was lucky enough to play senior footy when I was 18. So that was actually a massive help in getting my body ready to play up against like senior men. And the difference in that is crazy. The strength, like strength wise, you're playing against 18-year-olds who haven't fully developed, and then you play against 30-year-old men who are just friggin' strong as, but the jump is huge. And then when you add in like the professional aspect and going from reserve grade to Super League, it's been a massive jump. But I feel like I've always put myself in the position to be well equipped, I guess, to play whatever sort of level I'm at. We'll head over to Twitter to get some questions. This one comes in from CW Robinson _. How are you finding it living in Salford compared to Oz? Very different. You can't see my window, but it's pouring down and dark at 3:40 in the afternoon right now. So the major difference is probably the weather. Other than that, absolutely loving it. I'm living in pretty much just in like outside of Manchester City. So the things I can do compared to where I was living back home are crazy. You know, there's always something going on in Manchester, but I'm absolutely loving it so far, brother. If it got a little bit warmer, I would have no doubts about it. But this next question comes in from Wes 2K, best mate at Salford. I would say we're a pretty close group, to be fair. I'd say I probably magnetize more to the younger lads, like Kai Morgan, Harvey, Pi, Foz, more the boys around my age, but we're literally like, I haven't been with a tighter group of people ever. So that's just it shows on the field as well, the chemistry. The chemistry is definitely there. James Hoskinson says, what have you had in the northwest of England that you couldn't get in Australia? I think someone replied to it saying frostbite. And that's pretty true, to be fair, but I've had a fair few like Sunday roasts or like with Yorkshire puddings and stuff. Probably that, like Yorkshire pudding. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that right, but that's probably the main thing. Like the food wise, green grass. There's not too much green grass in Australia. It's all pretty dry. But yeah, probably the food. I had Five Guys too. You guys will see it in the vlog. The vlog might be out before this video, but I tried Five Guys. That's not really a thing in Australia. So that was friggin' very nice. I did like that. But yeah, probably like the Yorkshire puddings and like the pigs and blankets. Pigs and blankets is still a thing, but all that sort of roast dinner sort of food. This one comes in from Andy Smith. What's the chances of you staying on past this season at Salford? I'm not sure, but I've got to take it year by year. Obviously, I'm staying for this year, so I'll just play my footy one game at a time and see what pans out. But I'm not too stressed about what's going to happen. I just got to play my best football and it'll sort out. The rest will sort out itself. This comes in from Jimbot 1992. Experienced both Super League and NRL normal season games, playoffs, and grand final in both countries. I always found the crowds were obviously bigger in the NRL, but the fans and the noise was better in Super League. What's your view on this? The fans in Super League are absolutely insane. I've touched on this on a few times, but like I heard it before I came over here that fans were crazy, but I didn't even expect it until that first game when I ran out. The crowd was like crazy. Now that I got my own chant and I bang the drum after each home win, I couldn't ever expect like the fans to show out like they have the past year. But obviously NRL get higher attendances, but the atmosphere that I've experienced in Super League games is miles above NRL at the moment. So that's one good thing that the Super League has ahead of the NRL, is the atmosphere is absolutely crazy. And last but not least, we have Lou Hawk 1994 says, how does behind the scenes in Super League, example training, pre-match, fans, off-field interactions, differentiate from the NRL, and which do you prefer from a personal level? I'd say I'll go one by one. The training here is definitely tough. I know some people say like it's not as tough as NRL, but the weather added in, like the fields like being like they are with the wet and the cold, it definitely makes field training sessions a lot harder. You feel it a lot more. Obviously it's a different sort of training. Like you can't really spend as much outdoor training sessions as you can back home, especially in preseason that we're in now. It's a lot of like off-field conditioning. You got your like bike, your rowing, your canoeing. It's a lot more sort of like off-field conditioning. But they've both been, obviously I've had 2 NRL preseasons and currently in my Salford preseason now, but they've all been super tough, to be fair. Pre-match, I wasn't too familiar with pre-match in NRL. Like I'd see it after reserve grade games that I'd play, but they have obviously a big team of pre-match people that obviously their job is to make the pre-match experience as best as possible. So NRL definitely do that really good, especially like their social media. I think NRL social media is insane, and how they sell the NRL is very good. The fans I just touched on in Super League are crazy. They're like, the atmosphere is unreal. Off-field interactions. All I've had is positive off-field interactions. I try and get amongst the fans as much as I can. I've been given friggin' Milo, Vegemite, a fishing rod, Tim Tams. I've been given a bundle of things from fans so far. So I'm very grateful for every interaction that I've had off the field. But obviously I didn't really have any off-field interactions back home because I hadn't played. I wasn't an NRL player. Not really a big name back there. But from those, I'd say both Super League and NRL do things positive in their own way, but I feel like the NRL are definitely above in terms of how they sell their game. That's going to do it for our Q&A. That is the final question. Any other questions you guys want to ask, put them in the comments. I'll get to every comment if you guys have a question you guys want to ask. Other than that, we got another vlog coming out. I am currently flying out to Australia in about 4 hours, so you guys will see some Australian vlogs again. I know you guys like those, but other than that, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, share this around as much as possible, and I'll see you later. Hit her out. Bye.